Much, Stephen. Okay, and it's time to take a look at what's grabbing the headlines here in France with the French press review. And Florence Villeminot is here with me in the studio. Hi, Flo. Libération has an exclusive personal account from a French jihadist fighting in Syria. And let me just mention that because France 24 also has that exclusive story. We're going to be talking about that in the news with our reporter Lila Jacinto later today. So Flo, tell us more about this article in Libération.
Well, let's take a look at the front page. They have a quote there from that jihadist. It says, "Death will be a reward." So that's 27-year-old Salahuddin, originally from Seine-Saint-Denis, that's just on the outskirts of Paris. And 7 months ago, he left everything to go to Syria along with his wife and his two little daughters, aged 6 and 8. He traveled there to wage a jihad. Now, as you were saying, this is an article that's written by a journalist named Charlotte Boissieu. She's actually a France 24 journalist, and so you can check out this article actually on France 24's website as well. Now, she was in contact with Salahuddin for several years, and that's why he decided to trust her and tell her his story. So he tells her why I decided to become a terrorist in the face of the French law. And over the course of 10 days, starting in late January, they were in contact either on Facebook or over the phone. And he really told her an in-depth account of just why he decided to go to Syria. He said that he experienced a religious awakening after looking at videos online of various terrorists such as Osama bin Laden. Now, also, he talked about the difficulties he actually faced in joining with armed groups. He said that he had to become a different person. He decided to become Salahuddin al-Faransi, the Frenchman. And he also talks about his everyday life in the trenches, in homes. Now, he was seriously wounded in February, at the beginning of February, and there's been no news of him since his last message on February the 8th. So it's really a chilling story today in Libération on our website today. His determination is very clear and cold, according to Libération. He's really ready to put not only his own life on the line, but the life of his family as well.
Striking testimony there. Authorities say hundreds of other French citizens have gone to Syria to fight in the civil war as well.
That's right. Libération interviews Mark Hecker. He's a specialist in terrorism, and he says there have never been so many foreign jihadists as in Syria. The scale is really unprecedented. He says there are about between 12,000 and 13,000 foreigners fighting in Syria, including about 700 French citizens. Now, he points out that a major problem is reintegrating these people back in their home countries, and different countries respond to this in different ways, and you can read about it in Libération.
All right. Le Figaro, meanwhile, is focusing on the government's effort to cut public spending. This is a totally different story.
That's right. That's on the front page of Le Figaro. The government is thinking about freezing civil servant wages, well, specifically wages that increase when they either go up the ladder or are promoted. But Le Figaro says, though this freeze could really save the government a lot of money, 1.2 billion euros, it's politically explosive and therefore very dangerous.
And now let's talk about papers that are focusing on the lead up to next month's municipal elections.
That's right. There's several angles here. Libération, for instance, tells us that within the Socialist Party, a lot of people are hoping that Hollande will reshuffle his cabinet ahead of that election so that it'll be a signal to voters. But there's also a lot of focus on the National Front today because of a poll that came out in Le Monde. 34% of those people that were questioned in this poll agree with the National Front's idea. So according to Le Monde, this is proof that Marine Le Pen's message is becoming more and more banal. But what's interesting is in this poll, 50% of people think that the National Front is a threat to democracy. So there's quite a paradox there. Les Echos says the National Front is the trendy party right now, and a lot of this is due to Marine Le Pen, a very savvy politician who's really managed to transform the party's image, transforming it from what a lot of people used to say was the devil impersonated into quite a likable party. We'll have to see how that translates in the election.
A change from her father's era. All right, Flo, thank you very much. That was the France 24 press review. Don't go away, we're going to have a short break now, but coming up in focus, we'll meet with former child soldiers in Burma abducted and lured into joining the army. Like them, an estimated 300,000 children are forced to go on the front line across the world. Do stay tuned for that.